Thursday, we offer Bhog to Baba. And now what is Baba doing? Baba is moving closer to the soul world, yeah? Why is that? Because he wants us to move closer. Because we have to follow him. And first of all, he came down to our level. Sakar Baba came into the body of Brahma Baba. And the special deity souls recognized him through that body. Then he flew away from that body, and we got Avyakt Bapdada 50 years. Incredible, eh? And now Baba says, okay, now I want you to come to the incorporeal stage. How far away is the soul world? As far, but near. Daddy Janki used to tell us that when you practice to be soul conscious and you go very, very deep inside, can we ask everybody to mute their mics? Hmm? Can you mute your microphone so that we don't hear you when you move around and do things? So this incorporeal world is, I always think of it as rather like a donut. You know how a donut is? It's round pastry with a hole in the middle. So when you go deep inside, you're going to the same space as the space which is outside, right? Because a hole in a donut is the same air as outside the donut, right? So if you think of material reality as that sweet pastry, and you go inside in the soul conscious stage, you're going actually to a non-material space, yeah? So when you go deep inside, you actually arrive at Baba, because he's also in that non-material space. So the deep inner space or the faraway outer space is same. So then when you go inside, it's closer. When you go out, you don't know, you might get lost. So Baba's taking us there. Om Shanti. Today, 14th November, and the essence, sweet children, do service while being soul conscious. And today Baba's talking about body consciousness and soul consciousness in such a way that you can understand that body consciousness means arrogance. Now you think you know everything, but actually you just know a little bit. If you think you know everything, that's arrogance. So to do service, being soul conscious means that it's not humility in the level of bowing down to everything and everyone, not that kind of humility, but that you understand that you know something, but you don't know everything. Also, when you're soul conscious, you're connected with Baba. So when you're connected with Baba, then Baba can work through you. If you're in your arrogance, you're not connected with Baba, so then you just do whatever you do. But he says, okay, enjoy yourself. Sweet children, do service while being soul conscious, and you will continue to experience success at every step. Question. By having which awareness will you not have body consciousness? The answer, always maintain the awareness that you are a godly server. Because a server cannot be arrogant, right? The body consciousness means arrogance. The more you stay in yoga, the more your body consciousness, your arrogance will break. You know who are the most arrogant people in the world? It's the poorest. You can check this. The people who are the most deprived, they're so concerned to make themselves into something that they build a large amount of arrogance. And this will make them, they want the latest, greatest sneakers and they become very arrogant. So there's that. So another question, according to drama, what punishment do those who are body conscious receive? So punishment is the knowledge will not fit in their intellect. Wealthy people are very body conscious because of their wealth. If you start off poor and you build a lot of money, then you get a lot of arrogance of your wealth. Or if you inherit a lot of wealth, but you're not very good character, then you can have a lot of arrogance. So this is why they're not able to understand this knowledge, because this knowledge means give up everything, right? Nothing is mine. My body is not mine, right? So all your money is here today, gone tomorrow. All your people, all your places, everything, it can disappear any second. So the knowledge is dispossess yourself of all the things you think you are in possession of, right? That's the knowledge. So this is the punishment they receive. Poor people can understand this knowledge easily. You have nothing to lose if you're poor, so what's the problem? Om Shanti. The spiritual father advises you through Brahma that if you have remembrance, this is what you will become. You will become Sato Pradhan. Sato Pradhan, what is that? Sato Pradhan is integrated. All the different broken, scattered parts of yourself, they all come together, integrated, strong. Integrated. You know the word disintegrated. Disintegrated means it's all falling apart, right? So integrated means nothing's falling apart. All the parts of your being are all held together nicely. Sato Pradhan. And Tamo Pradhan, everything is broken and scattered and rotting, disintegrated. So you will become Sato Pradhan, pure, also pure, and you will enter the kingdom of paradise. He doesn't only tell you the sound, this information, will not only reach Bharat, but it will also reach everyone abroad. We have centers everywhere in the world, right? Many will also receive visions. Of whom will they see visions? You have to use your intellects. It is through Brahma that the Father gives them a vision that if they want to become a prince, they should go to Brahma or the Brahmins. The people of Europe also wish to understand that one. Europe means Europeans. That means also in America, Australia, many parts of Africa. Bharat was paradise, but no one knows accurately whose kingdom it was at that time. Bharat was heaven. You now explain to everyone that this is easy Raj Yoga. Is it easy? Not at all easy. So I checked in the dictionary, what is the meaning of sahaj? And there's another meaning which is quite interesting that I find very relevant. It means easy, but it also means in the context of people. And so this is a comparison. You know, Baba speaks about the sannyasis. They're in the path of isolation. And in opposite of them, we have Sahaj Raj Yoga. So Sahaj in that sense means that you're doing Raj Yoga in the context of other people. And they are doing their yoga in isolation. Right? So it doesn't mean that it's that much easy. It's not easy. But when we do it in the context of other people, then we're doing it in the context of karma. And the sannyasis say we don't want to do any karma. Actually, they can't avoid karma, but they think they can. So our yoga is in the context of other people. That means in the context of karmic accounts. And we need to perform karma accurately. Right? So you explain to everyone that this is easy Raj Yoga in the context of other people when we're performing karma, through which Bharat becomes heaven. The intellects of people abroad are a little better. Baba said that's Rajasic intellect abroad and Tamasic intellect in India. Rajasic intellect is one that can understand abstract concepts. And the Shiv Baba, the soul is a point of light, is a bit abstract. So Baba says they will understand quickly. So what should you serviceable children now do? What should we do? Directions have to be given to you. You children have to teach ancient Raj Yoga. Many people come to you at the museums and exhibitions, etc. And they write down their opinions, saying that you are doing very good work. So, you know, in San Francisco, there's Harshabai. Do you know Harshabai? So he's into this thing called some kind of part of Google where they collect reviews. And it actually corresponds to what Baba's saying about getting people's opinions. So he gets everybody to, on their telephone, there's some kind of website, and you give a review to the BK Center. And in that way, many people come to know that BK is okay because of their reviews. So we can also do that. So they say you are doing good work, but they themselves do not understand this knowledge. If they are touched even a little, they come. But it is still the poor ones who make effort to understand and make their fortune good. Are you making your fortune? Are you sure? How do you make your fortune? You have to do a special kind of karma to create your fortune. So, Baba says the wealthy are not going to make any effort. So karma means your thoughts, your words, your actions, your connections, your relations, all this. So the wealthy people are very body conscious. That means arrogant. And so according to the drama, it is as though God is punishing them. Actually, he's not punishing them, but it feels like that because they can't understand his knowledge because of arrogance. So arrogance blocks you from Baba's Gyan and yoga and everything. Baba says, however, it is through them, through the wealthy people, that you have to spread the sound. So you have to serve them. Even they don't understand, but they have to help. People abroad are interested in receiving this knowledge, and they will be very happy to hear this. you make a lot of effort with the government officers, but they don't have the time. Even if they would get visions while sitting at home, nothing would enter their intellects. You would think a vision would do a lot, but it doesn't always. So therefore, Baba advises you children, collect up the good opinions, the reviews, and make a book about that. So you can then advise people and tell them, look how everyone likes this very much. People abroad, as well as from Bharat, are interested in knowing about Easy Raj Yoga. Bharat claims the deity kingdom of heaven through Easy Raj Yoga. So why shouldn't you set up a museum in a government house where conferences, etc. take place? Your children should think about these things. It will still take time, and their intellects do not soften so quickly. There are Godrej locks on their intellect. That means they don't get it. You tell them and tell them, but they just don't get it. If the sound were to spread now, there would be a revolution. Yes, it will definitely happen. You know, there's one place, I think it's Peru. Gita Pen is going to Peru. And in Peru, there is a brother who is very famous. And I think he has a TV channel. And so he is promoting BKs like anything. So there's tons of people coming to the center in Peru, more than they know what to do with. So when you go there, you will see that there's a lot of action because of this brother. I forgot his name. Anyway, tell them, if there were a museum in a government house, many foreigners would come and they would see it. You children will definitely be victorious. And so you should keep thinking about this. So your victory is guaranteed. All you have to do is think about the details, how to get the victory. Those who are soul conscious will think about what to do to make those poor people understand and claim their inheritance from the Father. You write that you can claim the kingdom without having any expenses. Otherwise, if you want to claim a kingdom, you have to go to war. So going to war is very expensive. You need a lot of money for that. There's one thing that was happening yesterday, some impeachment program was going on, and statements. And so it was said that America had denied 400,000 million of money to a particular country, or Ukraine, in exchange for something. So because war and getting your kingdom or keeping your kingdom is very expensive. The defense budget is very large, right? So if you want to go on offensive and go and take over somebody else's kingdom, that takes a lot of money. Here we get the kingdom of the world with hardly any money. How much money do you have to spend to be a BK? Not that much, right? So therefore, when some good children come, they give their opinion. Good means wealthy. The Deputy Prime Minister comes to you to perform the opening ceremonies. And later, the Prime Minister and the President will also come, because they will be told how wonderful this knowledge is, and that this is how true peace will be established. It feels absolutely right. The explanation is such that it feels right. When you came to Gyan, why did you come to Gyan? Because it felt right, right? So If it doesn't feel right today, it will definitely feel right tomorrow. So your feeling about Gyan depends on the context. Baba continues to tell you, go to important people. As you progress further, they will also understand. The intellects of people have become Tamil Pradhan, and this is why they do wrong actions. As the days go by, they are becoming more Tamil Pradhan. You try to explain to them by telling them to stop that vicious business and progress. The Father has come to make you into pure deities. And the day will eventually come when there will be a museum in a government house. So a government house in India is the place where the government representatives are in a particular state, right? So in Mount Abu, there's various government houses for different states. And they come and they do what they have to do. So tell them, we will pay our own expenses because the government will not give you any money. You children should tell them that you can create a museum in every government house at your own expense. And if it starts in one government house, it will happen in all the other government houses. But someone will also be needed to be there and explain the knowledge. So tell them, fix a time when someone can come and show you the path. We will show you the path to create your life without you having to spend a single shell. Right? People spend so much money on education for people to make a life, right? Because you need money so you can get a profession, so you can create a life. So this also education to create a life. All these things will happen in the future. The Father explains all these things through you children. Maya catches hold of very good children who consider themselves to be Mahavirs. The destination is very high, and you have to be very cautious. This is boxing, and it is not less. It is the most powerful boxing. This is a battlefield on which you have to conquer Ravan. Do not have any body consciousness. Do not think that you are doing this service and that service. No. You are godly servers, and you have to give the message to everyone. And this requires a lot of incognito effort. You must explain to yourself with knowledge and with the power of yoga. You have to be very incognito in this and churn the ocean of knowledge so that your intoxication rises. You know about this? When you churn the knowledge and you go deep into the knowledge, then you get an insight. And the insight makes you feel extremely happy because you've figured out something. You should explain with love that every cycle, the people of Bharat receive the inheritance from the unlimited Father. 5,000 years ago, there was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. Now, the world is called a brothel. And the golden age used to be Shivalay. So you have Vaishalay, the brothel, and Shivalay. It's not actually a temple of Shiva. There's no temples in the golden age, but it is like a place of Shiva, you can say. So it was established by Shiv Baba. This kingdom is established by Ravan, by the five vices, right? So the contrast is day and night. You children feel what you had truly become. The Father makes you like himself. You become like God. The main thing is to become soul conscious. Be soul conscious And have the thought, today I will go and explain to such and such a prime minister. If I give him drishti, he might get a vision. You can give him drishti. If you remain soul conscious, your battery will continue to get charged. So if you shine your light on someone, if you have a very highly charged battery, they'll probably see something, right? So your battery will be filled when you sit in soul consciousness and have yoga with the Father while considering yourself to be a soul. Poor people can get their batteries filled very quickly because they remember the Father a great deal. So poor people, they don't have anything except religion. You may be very good in knowledge, but if you have less yoga, then your battery will not get filled. And that will be because of arrogance of the body. And that means you don't have any yoga. This is why there isn't any power in the arrows of your knowledge. There is power in the sword also. One sword may cost 10 rupees, another 50 rupees. And the sword of Guru Gobind Singh, who was the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, has been remembered. There is no question of violence in this. Deities are doubly non-violent. Today, Bharat is like this, and tomorrow it'll be like that. So you children should experience so much happiness. Yesterday you were choking, suffocating in the kingdom of Ravan. And today you are with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and you now belong to the family of God. In the Golden Age, you will belong to the deity family. And God himself is now teaching you, and you receive so much love from God. By receiving love from Ravan for half a cycle, you became monkeys. How do you get to be monkeys through Ravan? Because of the love that creates attachment. That makes you monkeys, right? So now, by receiving the love of the unlimited Father, you become deities. So the spiritual love is intensely loving and totally detached. Hands off. Can you do that? It is a question of 5,000 years. They speak about hundreds of thousands of years. This one was also a worshipper like you were, Brahma-Baba, right? He is standing at the very top of the tree. Have you seen the picture of the cycle? It's right behind you. See, there's one Brahma-Baba standing at the top, another Brahma-Baba sitting down at the bottom. In the Golden Age, you had unlimited wealth, and there was also unlimited wealth in the temples that were built in the Copper Age. Then those temples were looted, and there will be even more temples. Even now, people are building temples a lot. There will also be temples of the subjects. In fact, subjects are now even wealthier, and the rulers take loans from the subjects nowadays. This is a very unclean world, and Calcutta is the dirtiest place of all. Brahma Baba was doing business in Calcutta, so he knew what was going on there. You children have to make effort to change that. Whatever one does, one receives the return of it. If you have body consciousness, you fall. People don't understand the meaning of Manmanabhav. What is the meaning of Manmanabhav? Many different meanings, but the way I translate it is perceive the mind of God with your mind. Do we have traffic control? Let's try. Perceive the mind of God with our mind.
अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो होगा दूर अंधेरा शिव का कर लो ध्यान आ रहा पावन पुण्य सवेरा तुम हो कौन कहाँ से आए अपने आप को जानो राजयोग के द्वारा अपना परम पिता पहचानो इसी राजपथ पर चल कर तुम पालो अपना बसेरा तुम हो आत्मा तन से प्यारे परमात्मा को प्यारे दिव्य गुणों को धारण करके योगी बनो दुलारे ज्योति बिंदु ही तोड़ेगा ये माया मोह का घेरा अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो होगा दूर अंधेरा ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति
Shanti. So this word Manmanabhav comes in the Gita, but Baba says they just learn the verses by heart. They don't really understand anything. They don't have any knowledge. Only you Brahmins have knowledge. People of no other path can become deities. How could anyone become a deity without first becoming a Brahmin? And that too, a Prajapita Brahma Kumar or Kumari. Those who became this in the previous cycle will become this again It takes time. The tree will grow and continue to expand. From moving like an ant, you will then have the flying stage. Father explains, sweet children, remember the Father and spin the discus of self-realization. The cycle of 84 births is in your intellect. It means you know who you were, you know what happened, and you know who you're becoming again. Right? You Brahmins change and you become deities. Then you become the warriors. But no one understands the words Suryavanshi and Chandravanshi, the dynasty of the sun and the dynasty of the moon. So you have to make effort to explain to them. But if they still don't understand, then it is clear that it's not yet their time. Nevertheless, they still come. People outside have wrong ideas about Brahma Kumaris. And when they come inside and they see what you are doing, they say, these people are doing very good work. They are reforming the character of people. Look how beautiful the character of the deities is. Right? What do they say in India? That BKs get people to give up alcohol, tobacco, lust, all these various things. So the deities are completely viceless. And the Father says, lust is your greatest enemy. Because of these 5 evil spirits, your character had been spoiled. And while you are explaining, they become good, they agree with everything, but then when they go outside, they forget everything. And this is why it is said, doesn't matter how many times you decorate a donkey, what will it do? It goes and rolls in the mud, right? So Baba is not insulting anyone, he is simply explaining to you. Let your activities be divine. Thank you. Why do you get angry and start barking? In heaven, there is no anger. Whenever the Father explained anything personally, he never got angry. And when somebody does something wrong, then you have to get angry with them, right? You don't. Baba explains everything with so much refinement. The drama moves accurately according to the law. There's a statement in the Murli that the drama moves like a louse. It's all wrong. Yeah, there's no louse moving like a drama, or no drama moving like a louse. But it's a language question. This word is Jew. Yeah? So Jew is a Hindi word, but it's also a Sindhi word. And I found this out. It's very interesting. You see, there is 2 stones with a hole inside one stone where you put the seeds and you turn the stone and it extracts the oil. So when you want to do this in bigger quantities, you have a bigger stone. And then there is a wooden thing that is connected to a bull. And this bull is going around and causing the stone to turn while the oil is getting extracted. That is Jew. And so the drama is moving according to a track, and the bull, he cannot move to the left or right because he's got that wooden thing connected to him. So the drama is moving along a particular track, and it's also moving along at a particular speed, the speed of a bull. And that is what it is, nothing to do with a louse. So the translation is not going to change, but whenever you see drama moves like a louse, just switch it in your mind. Yeah, but then if you want to have a big one, then you have to move it, grind it with the bull. And this is what the drama is being compared to. This bull which goes around in a track, you see. And in Sindhi they call that Jew. And in Hindi, Jew is a louse. But drama doesn't move like a louse. How does a louse move? You don't know how a louse moves, but definitely not like drama. A louse will bite you in the hair, right? Yeah, but in reality, it's this, because a bull doesn't go very fast, he just walks, right? It's quite slowly, yeah. And, but he's got a fixed track and a fixed speed. So this is what is meant by the law. Drama moves accurately according to the law. It cannot go any other way than the way it goes, right? There is never any mistake in the drama. Have you ever thought that you made a mistake? No. Everything that you did was necessary. And there's everything, whatever you did, is in some way useful for your spiritual progress. So, no mistake. That means never feel guilty for more than 1 second. 1 second is quite enough to let you know, oh, that wasn't the right thing. Okay, forget it. It was a necessary thing, right? Can you do that? Can you let go of everything, whatever happened? Because if you put your mind back on it, it brings your stage down. It's not necessary. It's okay, I did it, so what? Everything happens, no mistake. Okay, very good, let's go, move forward. Yes? Ah. Otherwise you are held back, for no reason. Baba says it is eternally predestined. Is it okay? You're happy with everything? The good, the bad, the ugly? That's the name of a film, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Have you seen that film? It's called a spaghetti western. It's from long before you were. It's from the 60s, 50s, 60s film. So there is never any mistake in the drama. It is eternally predestined. Any act that happened before is one which will take place again after 5,000 years. Some people wonder how the mountains will get rebuilt after they have fallen. Now, when you see a film, you may see a palace collapsing. And then when you see that film again, that palace is still there. So how do you know everything in the drama repeats identically? So what you do is you have to understand that everything you can see and hear is all taking place in your mind, because you experience things in the world as sense perception, right? So if you don't have any eyes or ears or nose or mouth or fingers, you don't know, you can't sense what's happening out there. So all the things that are happening out there is actually experienced in your mind, and then it's imprinted in your soul. So you have all these imprints for 5,000 years, then you experience it again. And everyone experiences it slightly differently, because they have a different angle or they're in a different place or whatever. But all these things, what happen out there, they also happen in here, right? And they're only experienced in here. None of it's experienced out there. And in philosophy, if you study philosophy, they will say that if a tree in a distant jungle falls down and nobody saw it, did it really happen? And that's an important question, because it helps us to understand that this drama what you perceive in this drama repeats identically because it's already in here. This is very subtle, but think about it. As Baba says, in the same way as a film, this is a 3D movie which we are experiencing in the mind. You cannot experience anything anywhere else other than in your mind. Can you? Where do you experience anything? I'm reading the Murli, but you're experiencing it in your mind, right? And everybody experiences it differently because you're distracted, this thing, that thing, and this word means something to someone, something else to someone else. Right? So you need brains to understand. It is very difficult for the intellects of some to understand. This is the history and geography of the world. It was the kingdom of deities and the kingdom of God. And they were the ones who used to be worshipped. The Father has explained that you are the ones who become worthy of worship, and you are the same ones who later become worshippers. The meaning of Hamso has been explained to you children. You're the ones who become deities, then you become the warriors, and so on. This is a game of somersaulting. You have to understand this clearly and try to explain it to others. Baba doesn't tell you to stop doing business, no. Just become Sato Pradhan. Understand the significance of the history and geography and explain it to others. The main thing is to be Manmanabhav. Right? So normally what you perceive in your mind is what's going on around. And it influences you. You like it, you don't like it, whatever. And here he says, while all this is going on, perceive the mind of God. And then it won't influence you. But this is Raj Yoga, not particularly easy. Not really easy. Because you're in the middle of all these people and things and stuff is going on, you have to be perceiving the mind of God while all that is pulling on your sense perception. And because your attention, Buddhi Yoga means the focus of attention, right? So your focus of attention on the mind of Shiv Baba and not on all the messages that you're getting through your sense perception, which are loud and pulling on you hard. So this is so-called easy Raj Yoga, not easy at all. But we're doing it anyway, right? Who else if not us? So consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Father, and you will become Sato Pradhan. And by this influence of Baba, you become Sato Pradhan. Influence of the world, you become Tamo Pradhan. Either way. The pilgrimage of remembrance is number one. The Father says, I will take all you children back with me. In the Golden Age, there will be very few people. And in the Iron Age, there are countless people. Who will take everyone back? Who will clear up the whole jungle? The master of the garden. It is the Father who is called the boatman. He is the one who liberates everyone from sorrow. Sorrow means your body gives you sorrow because of your sense perception. You experience sorrow. If you don't have any body, you can't have any sorrow. So you have to be in the body while being not in the body. Very easy Raj Yoga, very difficult, extremely difficult. But anyway, we do our best. Baba says, this study is very sweet. because this knowledge is the source of income. How is the source of income? Because it teaches us how to be free, and then we do karma, which produces wealth. And we're not pulled by the sense perception, which makes us do karma that destroys all our wealth. That's the thing. You receive limitless treasures. People on the path of devotion do not receive anything. There is no question of bowing down at anyone's feet here. People go there to the gurus and prostrate themselves in front of the gurus. The Father liberates you from all that. You should remember such a Father. He is your Father. So you have understood that surely you receive your inheritance. What is the inheritance from Baba? He's the owner of the whole universe. He knows all the knowledge, purity, peace, power, love, bliss, all that. That's your inheritance. So take it. You had this happiness. Someone wrote, we went to visit a wealthy person, but we were embarrassed because we were poor. And Baba says, actually, it's better that you're poor, because if you were wealthy, you would not have come here. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning. From the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste.
Father says namaste.
Father, spiritual children say namaste to spiritual father.
Say namaste to spiritual father.
So the essence for Dharna, constantly stay in the happiness and intoxication that you belong to God's family. God himself is teaching you, and you are receiving his love. I think one very important piece of his love is there are no mistakes. You have not made any mistakes. Everything was all fine, no problem. Let go, right? Nothing, because your mind, conscience, everything clear as a bell. So what? You know? It is through this love that you become deities. Secondly, understand this predestined drama accurately. Everything is what it is. There can be no mistake in this. Any act that has taken place will repeat. It's okay. When you understand this aspect with a clear head, you will never get angry. When you get angry, you say, you should not have done this. And drama will say, but he did it. So what you going to do? Change the drama? You can't. It's fixed. So the blessing is, may you become a master ocean of knowledge and donate the elevated treasures of knowledge as a great donor. Just as the Father is the ocean of knowledge, in the same way, become master oceans of knowledge and keep donating knowledge to everyone. You children have such elevated treasures of knowledge. Become filled with those treasures and serve others with your experiences of remembrance. Become a great donor and continue to donate the treasures you have received. Because the more you donate these treasures, the more they will increase. To be a great donor does not mean to give, but to fill yourselves even more. And the slogan, along with being liberated in life, be detached from your body, because to be bodiless is the last stage of effort. Bodiless means nothing that comes in through sense perception can deviate you from what you know from Baba. Right? That's bodiless. Om Shanti. So we have a few moments meditation, then we share book. Okay, but I already shared lots in between, right? Does anybody have any questions? Anyone online have any question?
Is Baba's mind silence?
Is Baba's mind silent? When he wants it to be silent, it is silent. But Baba's mind puts forth the knowledge. And when we study the knowledge and go into the depth of the knowledge, then we arrive at silence because we realize that everything is okay. Your mind is only distressed or disturbed when you think something's not okay. But Baba always knows that everything is okay. So he's very patient and his mind is still and undisturbed. What do you think? If you try in meditation to stop your mind, you will cause a volcano to explode, and that will be very catastrophic because you will be repressing and oppressing and suppressing yourself. What you have to do is turn your thinking in a circular manner using the knowledge. So if there is something distressing you, like so-and-so should not have done such and such, right? Which is a usual type of thought that happens. Then you bring knowledge in and say, well, guess what? They did. And I usually ask this question: what difference does it make to the price of rice in China? Doesn't make any difference. So don't bother with it. Because it's actually a very trivial thing. But because it happened right in front of you and because it annoyed you, you think about it. But if you kind of zoom out to the larger universe, so this person did something. So this recommendation that I give is, do not suffer for somebody else's negative karma. So if somebody did something wrong, why do you have to suffer? Let them suffer. You know. Is that okay?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
This is I'm here. I'm calling from Sarita Center.
Okay.
So all the class here, everybody's watching and listening.
Right.
One of Baba's child here has a question. He was asking, can you please explain in depth of Manmanabhav?
Manmanabhav. So did you remember what I said? My personal interpretation of Manmanabhav, because I check all these words, and now there are amazing online dictionaries. So one meaning of the word bhav is perception. And so if you say Manmanabhav by considering the word bhav to mean perception, then you can say, okay, this instruction can be considered to mean, try to perceive the mind of God with your mind. But normally your mind is all caught up in perceptions because of your sense perception, right? In your mind comes things you see, things you hear about, all this comes in your mind. But God doesn't come in your mind because your mind is oriented towards the sense perception and the objects of sense perception. Yeah. So this practice of You know, you used the word introversion a little while ago. Introversion. So introversion is where you turn your attention from the outside to the inside. And on the inside, you have the same dimension what God is on. There's the outside world and there's the inside world. So God is on the inside world and your soul is also on the inside world. All the events are on the outside world, right? So you want to pull your attention within, and then your attention is focused on your own mind. Your mind is like a flame, which is always moving because of emotions. So when you turn within and just focus on your being in a way that is pure and peaceful and steady, then emotions are not much moving it around. Then you can only perceive God with your mind. You cannot perceive anything with your intellect. Intellect is for calculating, but not for perceiving. So you want to perceive the mind of God, because God doesn't have a body, right? But he is a mind. And he has information, and with his mind, he perceives us, right? So we can perceive him with our minds. So if you're perceiving God with your mind, then you're connected with him, very connected.
But the energy is loaded in the being, isn't
What?
it? The energy is loaded in the being. From when we get energy from Baba, it comes in the soul, the being.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any difference to anything. Why you say, but the energy is loaded in the being?
Because mind is like a faculty of the soul, and the power resides in the being state, in our soul. The mind doesn't have the power that way.
So what is your soul exactly?
The soul has all the 7 qualities, and it's with the soul that we...
My question is, what is a soul? Not what
The soul
does a
is
soul...
I am.
Okay, so, and the soul can perceive, that's called the mind.
Yeah, mind becomes like a inner faculty of the soul, like the way we have outer sense organs. The soul is working through the mind.
Yeah, but you're thinking of the soul in a very physical way. But it's really very subtle. So now think about the mind, which has the capacity to perceive God, as well as it has the capacity to perceive things through the sense organs. Is that right?
Liberation in life is you're performing all your actions at the soul level.
Well, that's a separate story. Now let's just focus on the mind. Because you have a mind, right?
Yes.
Okay, I know you're a science student, but this is different from science. So when you're thinking about science, you're focused on the laws of matter, correct? And the way you're thinking is according to the scientific method. And so your logic and everything is according to the laws of matter. Now, when you want to understand the mind, it's not operating like the laws of matter. The intellect will operate quite much in the way that the laws of matter operate. So that's why you can have a highly developed intellect, but now the mind is something different. For example, do you love anyone? Do you love anyone?
Everybody.
Nay, you can't possibly love everyone. Do you love someone? Do you love your dad?
Yes, everybody.
No, forget about everybody. Just let's focus on your dad.
Yes,
Okay, you love him, right?
yes,
And you love him in your mind.
yes. I feel his love.
You feel his love and he feels your love.
Yes,
But if he dies, you would be upset, right?
yes. I mean, he was like now at this age, I feel he was my backbone,
Definitely.
the support.
That's very important. And your relationship with your dad lives in your mind. Is that right?
Yes, memories are created in the mind. Yes, I agree with you that.
Okay, but let's just cut the academic bits and let's just go to the mind. Do you have the capability of feeling without thinking? Yes or no? Yes, of course, you do. The people here in LA do, but what about you? Can you feel without...
The feelings come with emotions.
Yeah, but you're being academic. Can you please stop being academic and just be you? Can you do that?
Yes,
Okay, so what I'm asking you to do is go to a very delicate place inside your being. Go to the place where you feel, which normally you don't allow anyone anywhere near. Is that right? Yes?
Nilamben jawab apa nito amar mon.
yes, yes, okay.
So go and remember Baba from that place. Try that. That's a very interesting thing to do.
That is what you're saying, heart, connection of heart to heart.
Heart, mind, same thing.
Oh,
the body, I mean, the mind is concentrating, the body cannot move. Should it be moving or not?
Don't make any difference.
No,
Doesn't make any difference. These are very subtle things, you know. It's very subtle. The mind, you know, can you imagine a flame without a candle? Bit difficult. But the mind is like that flame without a candle. Deep. We are so physical, you know. We are so physical. And how to become spiritual without being physical, that's a big subject. Not sure what's the answer to that, but...
Like, you know, when this is when they go and meet Dadi, like see Dadi Gulzar, first thing, they will not see that what attainment she is and how powerful, but they say, oh, Dadi is so weak. You know, Dadi's become so thin.
That's,
you know,
they're
so,
looking at the body.
So like just seeing that, but not seeing the same thing, like you say, mind is such a subtle things. So when we go subtle, you experience about that part.
Yeah, let's do that.
For that, you need that inner silence to experience about that.
Yeah, we do. We do. Let's try that. Yeah. Let's just try and feel Baba with your mind. Feel his mind.
Nothing to see, nothing to gain, nothing to know, nothing to lose, nothing to do but let go. Let's rest here, where the future and the past disappear. Here, in the sanctity of now. Nothing to prove, nothing to own, no one to be. Nowhere to move, already home, already free. Let's just stay in the cave of the heart today and bask in this ever-present love. Nothing to fix, nothing to change, nothing to fight. Only what is, what if what is just right. Why not trust this mystery living us and rest in the refuge of the self. Nothing to judge, no one to blame or fear. Only my face greeting me in the mirror. Nowhere to turn, nowhere to hide. Nobody else, nothing outside, that isn't inside myself. Let's just see. Is anyone here with me? Here, present moment now. Nothing to know, nothing to do, no one to be. Nowhere to go, already home, already free. Nowhere to go, already home, already free.
Shanti. Have a good day.